All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, call Loyum, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Racha HaKodash, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to you, Akim, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. Coming back with another lesson. Uh, and getting straight to it, as you see, it says the end of the dollar. South Africa says over 40 countries want to join BRICS. And yeah, the dollar is it's a wrap. All right, the dollar is done, and it's just a matter of time before we start seeing the consequences or the result of the dollar being uh done. Um, you know, and that's a beautiful thing, and it's part of prophecy. Okay, so like, hold on, give me a second. All right, so it's just a matter of time before we start to see the result of the dollar's collapse. All right, so I'm gonna read some of this and edify with some uh, scriptures, Lord willing. So it says, and this is from naturalnews.com. It says over 40 uh, other countries are looking to join the BRICS bloc of developing economies. If these nations are given the opportunity to be full-fledged members, this could lead to approximately 85% of the global population turning away from the United States dollar as its main foreign currency. All right, because currently the U.S. dollar is the world's reserve currency. So when these countries want to do business internationally, they gotta use, for the most part, American currency, which in some cases is a disadvantage, um, for certain countries. All right. It says this is according to a financial expert and not analysis, Andy uh, Schichtman, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, who recently spoke with Kitco News to discuss the South African government's recent revelation that some 40 or so nations are gearing up to submit their formal applications to join BRICS. Schichtman noted that the developing world is creating multinational institutions that are steadily growing in power and influence to the point that they may one day be able to threaten America's global financial hegemony. Schichtman pointed to programs and organizations like the Belt and Road Initiative, the Eurasian Economic Union, BRICS, own New Development Bank, and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. If you put together the Belt and Road Initiative, the BRICS, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and the Eurasian Economic Union, you damn near you're damn near close to 85% of the human population. He said what they're doing is they're being very methodical in the way they are laying the groundwork, the foundation to when they flip the switch. And that's pretty much what we're waiting on. We're waiting on, that flip to be turned on, being, when all these nations that have joined the BRICS, when they actually, unanimously dump that dollar, okay, and all those Federal Reserve notes come flowing right back here to America, and, the real reserve currency is no longer the US dollar, it's going to be curtains. because all those Federal Reserve notes is going to flow right back here to America where they came from, and that's going to cause hyperinflation here in Babylon the Great. Okay, it says, and so whether or not we see a BRICS currency in a few weeks or a few months or next year, to me, the alliance that's being built, this alliance that represents the majority of the human population that is not going green, US dollar, is a very big deal. Schickman added. Okay, it says 22 nations formally applying to become full BRICS members. South Africa's ambassador to the BRICS bloc, Anil Suklau, recently informed journalists that 22 nations have formally applied to join the organization. This announcement comes just days before BRICS is about to hold a summit in South Africa's main commercial city of Johannesburg, due to take place on August 22nd through 24th, which is a couple days away. It says, and without the attendance of Russian President Vladimir Putin. It says 22 countries have formally approached BRICS countries to become full members. There's an equal number of countries that have been informally asking about BRICS, about becoming BRICS members, including all the major global South countries, said Suklau. Some of the countries have publicly expressed an interest to becoming full-fledged members of the Economic Union are Argentina, Bangladesh, Comoros, Cuba, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Gabon, Iran, Kazakhstan, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. It says the growing interest in the membership to the BRICS group is nothing new, said Suklau, but it does underline the confidence that the world has in the work that BRICS nations have done in championing the economies of the developing world since the group's inception. All right, so you got countries that's trying to jump, get on the bandwagon, jump ship with the US dollar and join the BRICS nations. All right. So that's gonna make things a lot more difficult pertaining to everyday life here in America when this actually happens. Okay, the standard of living that people are accustomed to here in America is going to drastically change as a result of that. Now, real quick, this is Obadiah verse 1. It says, "The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador sent among the heathen. Arise, arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle." Okay, because the dark nations are they hate America. All right, now it's not just America that is pretty much a Edomite nation, because you got the European Union, all those European countries, they're Edomite nations as well. Okay, but the one that's in charge or at the head of these Edomite nations is Babylon the Great. Okay, so-called America. All right. So the Lord said, He said, concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. So all these other nations, heathen nations, is ultimately going to go to war with America. And you see how that's transpiring through them getting rid of that reserve currency, that US dollar, and joining or applying to join the BRICS nations. Okay. So I get verse 2, it says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. All right. So the heathen, hey, they despise America. Now, you know, look at the Maui situation. Okay. Those people's property that was burnt up with what people believe to be direct energy weapons. All right. People believe that it was the government that set those properties on fire. Now, um, that has left a bad taste in the mouths of those Hawaiians. Okay, to where they're pissed off. So just that's just a snippet of how these heathen nations, is ultimately going to be despising Babylon the Great, because Babylon the Great is at the forefront of a lot of the world's problems. All right. So, there's many things that America has done in the past, presently, and going to do in the future that's going to have them greatly despised. All right. And that, like I said, that Maui situation is just an example. All right. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Hold on. Let me see. That's pretty much, let me jump down to verse 7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. Because at one point in time, you had America that had a whole bunch of different alliances, treaties, trade agreements, things of that nature with a lot of different heathen nations. Okay, so, which means that they were confederate with these heathen nations. All right, but it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Okay, let me read this in the NLT. It says, all your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you, and you won't even know about it. And man, there's a lot of things like, you gotta believe that, the U.S. government is blindsided by, all these countries that were, allied with it, wanting to join the BRICS. Because at first it was okay, a country here, a country there, but then it just amounted to a whole bunch of South American, Central America countries. Okay, which South and Central America and the Caribbean, they've been in Esau's back pocket for the longest. So for them in particular to say, hey man, F this, we're gonna get down with the BRICS. That was something that Esau didn't see coming, because they've used force and violence and that sword to pretty much control the southern, North and Southern Kingdom, but in particular the Northern Kingdom, the so-called Latin tribes. Okay. Continuing on, this is Habakkuk 2, And 4, it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. All right. So Esau is not an upright, just individual, which is why the world is being operated the way it's being operated. All right. Which the way it's operated is evil. Okay. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth to him all people. All right. And that's what Esau has done, throughout history. All right. Conquer one nation, like case in point, Alexander the Greek. That Edomite started crying when there was nobody else in the known world to conquer. No other nation to conquer. He dude start crying, man. All right. But that's Esau's MO. That's his that's his what's the word I'm looking for? That's his thing. That's his gig. Okay, to take what's not his. All right. Verse 6, it says, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. All right, because Babylon has taken upon it heavy debt, because that word clay in the Hebrew comes from ibatyat. All right, when you look that word clay up in the Hebrew, it comes from the Hebrew word ibatyat, which means debt. Okay, so the debt that America is in as a result of printing, all those Federal Reserve notes, all right, it's gonna come back to bite it in the ass. Okay. Let me read that in the NLT. It says, verse 6, but soon their captives will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you thieves? Hey, what people in Maui? All right. The Esau setting their properties on fire because of greed. And now they're saying that their insurance that these people had doesn't even cover what the hell happened to them. Doesn't cover those fires. And that's and now they just want to just take by force what didn't belong to him, man. Okay, and that's why we call Esau the devil, because he's the devil according to the Bible. Only the devil will use some damn energy directed weapons, all right, that can target anything it wants to target, set it on fire, all right, kill hundreds of people, men, women, and children. You got babies, and don't give two shits roasting people, you know what I'm saying, just because you want to take their land. All right, and do whatever the hell comes to your demonic mind. That's that only the devil would do something like that. Okay? But verse 6 in the NLT is Habakkuk 2:6. It says, but soon their captives will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you thieves? Now you will get what you deserve. You've become rich by extortion, but how much longer can this go on? All right. So, let me see. All right, verse 7, it says, shall not all these rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? All right. So these nations jumping ship, join in the BRICS, okay, is going to hurt Esau. It's going to hit him in the pockets. He's already in the world of debt. America's in the world of debt, heavy debt, thick debt. All right, and then when these countries stop keeping that dollar afloat, okay, it's gonna be all bad, man. Because when they like the article said, flip that switch on, all right, and everybody dumps a dollar, that's gonna be a vexation to Babylon the Great. Okay. Verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood and for violence and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Okay. Let me get this article real quick. So this is from CNBC .com, and it says Americans are spending $765 more a month than they did in 2020, survey finds. Because back when you had the pandemic, you had people saving money. You know, people were actually saving money because people wasn't eating out like that. All right, people wasn't driving like that. So you save money on food and gas. Okay, you wasn't traveling, you wasn't partying, things of that nature. But 3 years down the road, as it says, the average American is spending $765 more a month compared with last year. And it says key points. It says between dining out and traveling, all right, Americans are spending an average of $765 more a month compared with last year. So dining in and traveling, that's people, that's like American culture to, spend money that you don't have to travel. And while you're traveling, you just eating whatever the hell going out to restaurants and things of that nature. And it's all for pretty much social media because, people are going to post all that stuff on social media anyways. Okay. So it says, as the economy recovers and the market notches new heights, most people are ready to live it up. Between dining out and taking trips, Americans are now spending an average of $765 more a month compared with last year when much of the country was shut down due to the coronavirus pandemic, according to the Mass Mutual Consumer Spending and Saving Index. And so this is an old article. I don't know why I thought this was 2023. It's that's crazy because it says August 17th, 2021, and today is August 17th. I believe it's August 17th. What's the day? No, 18th. So yeah, it's like 2 years old. Well, so I'm curious now as to what this number looks like now, because it's probably less than that, because of or it could be more. The economy is doing bad currently. People ain't got money, so and inflation too. So it could be worse. Could be worse, but who knows? All right. But this lets you know the minds of people. Soon as the smoke somewhat cleared, people went right back to wasting money. Okay, but I'm gonna just read some of this. It says between dining out and taking trips, Americans are now spending an average of $765 more a month compared with last year, when much of the country was shut down due to the coronavirus pandemic, according to the Mass Mutual Consumer Spending and Saving Index. Young adults, in particular, are determined to make up for lost time. Millennials and Gen Z, who reported feeling the financial impact from the rise in reopening and from the rise in reopenings and social gatherings, said they are shelling out $1,016 more a month on average than they did during the summer. During summer of 2020, Mass Mutual polled 1,000 U.S. adults from July 21st through to 28. Spending the extra money is sometimes making a short-term decision. Blah. Yeah, that's pretty much that. All right, so yeah, I'm curious as to how much more money or how much less money people are spending. Which, I mean, it might be the same because inflation. So the cost of everything is worse. You know, it's more. Everything's more expensive. All right. So yeah, you know, I'm not sure on that, but either way it goes, you know, people are spending money that they don't have. All right, and you know, you got to be like real selective on how you spend your money now. You know, right? I mean, you know, because there's really no, people don't have disposable income like they used to. All right, you used to be able to, you know, have disposable income. You know, money that you can just, all right, I can just spend this on this and, you know, buy things that you want versus things you need. You know, after you paid your bills and bought the things that you need, you have money to where you can buy things you want, but it's not really like that anymore. All right. It says, next precept, Isaiah 19 and verse 14, it says, Yahweh hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. All right. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. Because there's going to come a time when, like I said, when all that, those Federal Reserve notes float right back here to Babylon the Great. Hey, that's that. You know, it's hyperinflation. The economy is going to have no choice but at some point to shut down. And there ain't going to be no work, you know, for any man here to do, as far as, you know, getting your ass up when your alarm goes off, getting ready for work, driving to work, and getting a paycheck either weekly or bi-weekly or monthly. There ain't gonna be no more of that, man. Okay? Ain't gonna be no more of that. It says, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, which he shaketh over it. All right. So as you know, the time is approaching when the Lord is gonna pull the plug on this place via you know, BRICS starting up and nations jumping ship, getting rid of the US dollar, joining BRICS. You know, that time, you know, it's only going to amplify. Okay? It's only going to amplify. And it's going to cause, you know, Babylon the Great to be further abased, you know, financially, spiritually, physically, you name it. You know, it's just a steady fall downward. Okay. And you know, it's rapidly approaching, man. And it's a good thing for us because that means that our salvation is nearer than when we believe. Okay. So that's pretty much that. Lord willing, this has been edifying. Till next time, shalom.